going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Gray Area with your host, ItsThatKidGreg. Now today is going to be a sort of off-the-cuff fluff type deal, and I wanted to talk about collectivism versus individualism. So one thing I've noticed with this current election cycle is that we see a lot of what I just mentioned, collectivists versus individualists on both sides of the political spectrum. You know, on the left, you have the collectivists, which I would say the progressive left would be the collectivists, and the individualists would be the more liberals. You know, the people who are like, well, yeah, but let's not go too far. That's really authoritarian. Leave people alone. And on the right, you have the establishment Democrats, and you also have the libertarians who believe, yeah, let's shrink down the government, but yeah, let's also expand personal freedom. And I think this is very important because a lot of people don't really take in the fact how much personal freedom really means. People go through their whole lives having to deal with authority figures and peer pressure and all types of stuff telling them what to do and how to do it and when to do it, how to feel, how to act, and I think that's a load of bull. I think people should be able to express their opinions. I believe free speech is very important. I think that even if what you say is controversial, you should have the right to say it. You should have the right to stand there and say, yeah, I don't like X, Y, and Z, or I do like X, Y, and Z, and no one should be able to judge you for it. Or if they do judge you, they shouldn't be able to take legal action against you for it. We've seen a lot of this in the past few years, 2014, 2015, the 2010s, and apologies, it's like raining. It's raining cats and dogs outside, so if you hear thunder, my bad, I can't fight the weather. But it is, shit, I lost my train of thought. That's what I get. But, yeah, in these past few years, it has been very apparent that what the political climate has really just been collectivist versus individualist, authoritarian versus libertarian. You know, people who want more control over everyone and people who want more control over themselves. And I think that's very important. The way that society is structured at the moment, and it's been structured like this for forever, is it's in such a way that people don't really have the freedom to do what they want, for the better or for the worse, you know? There's certain things that are set up in such a way where people want to do good and they aren't allowed to because of certain rules and certain laws and etc. Even though these things that they are doing are objectively good. And meanwhile, on the flip side, you have people that want to do bad and get away with doing bad because of they have the freedom to do so. And I really think this comes down to, well, how much are you worth? It's always been a matter of class in this country, really. I personally don't think it has ever been it's never been about who you are or what you are. Rather, it's always been what are you worth. I truly believe that all of the constant infighting we see amongst people and these special groups and interests and all that nonsense is passed down from the top in order to keep us complacent. I really do think that. And the problem is, we have individualists who want all this personal freedom and like, no, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that. We don't need all this. And they really feel like that's the best way to go. And on the flip side, you have the collectivists who think, no, we should have this and we should have that and the government should do this and we should have that. And they also think that this is for the best, and that's stupid. It's stupid that we have reached the point where no one can actually listen to each other anymore because we all think that we're right. And the sad thing is, in a way, both sides are right. for an example, one of the biggest collectivist things are like more social programs, or I guess for Republicans it would be like a lack thereof, but whatever. But like one thing you see on the collectivist has is we need higher minimum wage for more people, and we need to make the minimum wage higher so that more people can go and pay for stuff and stimulate the economy. And then on the other side of that, you have no, we need to lower taxes and allow businesses more freedom in how they pay workers so that people can choose where they want to work and when they want to work and how they want to work. People can choose how they sell their labor. And both of them are right in a way. Now, I'll probably end up doing a video about the minimum wage itself later and my personal thoughts on it. But that's just an example I'm giving right now to show the difference between collectivists and individualists. They're both looking at the same problem, that the economy needs stimulation and that people are there's way too big of a gap economically in this country between the classes, and the only difference between them is how they want to tackle the issue. And if one side would just listen to the other side and then the other side would listen to the first side, I really think we could make a difference. But sadly that's not happening. And people call me a cynic. I prefer disappointed idealist, where I see a world where people can put aside their differences long enough to figure out solutions to our biggest problems. But to be fair, I'm an individualist. The way I look at things, I step back away from the problem and try to think about it myself, and I look at it from as close to an outsider's perspective as I can get, because I do live in America. This is my country, so I can't really look at it from a true outsider's perspective, like someone living in Europe or someone living in Canada or someone living in, I don't know, Asia. But my point is, in order to even begin to remedy the issues that we have in this country, I truly feel like individualists and collectivists need to stop bickering between one another. Authoritarians and libertarians, stop bickering against one another. When I say libertarians, I'm not really talking about the actual political group or political party. I refer more to people who would like less authority over them. But these two sides of the same coin need to stop, look at one another, and try to work together to reach better solutions. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? Let me go. Blah. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching. And remember, nothing is black and white.